Most native speakers speak between 150 and 200 words every minute. Some speak even faster in casual conversation, but speed is not the only problem. Native speakers also cut, join, and change words when they speak. For example, "What are you going to do?" becomes "What you going to do?" Or even "What are you going to do?" This change is called connected speech. It happens all the time. That's why even simple sentences sound completely new. In school, you learn full, clear words. But native speech is not like that. It sounds different, fast, and mixed. Your brain cannot match the sound to the word you learned. This makes listening difficult, even when you know the vocabulary. You may know the word going. It is easy. But when a native speaker says it, you hear something like "again" or "gonna." You stop and think, was that really going? Yes. But the sound is very different. Native speakers don't say each sound clearly. They often drop sounds or change them. They don't think about it. It's natural for them. They learn to speak like this as children. But your brain learned English in a clear, slow way. It expects full words. When it hears a short or changed version, it feels confused. It tries to search for a word, but the sound doesn't match. That's why you feel lost, even if you know the word. This is not your fault. You just need more listening practice with real speech. Over time, your brain will start to recognize these short, fast forms. And then everything becomes easier. In real English, native speakers connect words. They don't stop between each word. Instead, they join them. For example, "pick it up" becomes "pick it up." The words sound like one long word. This is very common in fast speech. The same happens with "what do you want?" which sounds like "what do you want?" These changes are normal in everyday English, but if you don't know about them, your ears don't catch the meaning. You expect to hear 3 or 4 words, but you hear just one long sound. Your brain feels confused. This is not because you are bad at listening. It is because your brain was trained on slow and clear English. We will see how to manage that problem. I am your host today, and this, your English home, like the video, and let's go. Native speakers don't speak word by word. To understand them, you need to train your ears to hear connected speech. It is not about listening more. It is about listening differently and knowing that these sound changes are part of natural English. In English, not all words sound the same. Some words are strong and clear. Others are fast and quiet. This is called sentence stress. Important words are stressed. These are usually nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. For example, in the sentence, "I want to go to the store," the words want, go, and store are strong. The words I, to, and thee are weak and fast. Native speakers listen for the strong words to understand the meaning. But many learners try to hear every word the same. This makes it harder to follow. You don't need to hear every small word. You just need to catch the strong ones. The rhythm of English helps you guess the rest. If you start listening for the strong words, understanding becomes easier. Your brain gets better at focusing on the most important parts of the sentence. When you learn English, you often learn words one by one. You study vocabulary lists, book, open, school, quickly. But native speakers don't speak with single words. They speak in word groups, small phrases that go together. For example, at the end of the day, kind of, or a lot of. These are called chunks or collocations. They are used again and again in daily speech. Native speakers say these word groups quickly, almost like one long word. For example, a lot of people sounds like a lot to people. The words are joined, and the sounds are reduced. If you don't know the group, it sounds strange or too fast. You may not understand anything, even if you know all the words inside. That's because your brain is not trained to hear them as one unit. This is why native speech feels fast. It's not just the speed, it's also the surprise of hearing these groups you didn't expect. To improve, you should learn common phrases, not just single words. Listen for them in shows, YouTube videos, and real conversations. Try to repeat them out loud. This will help your brain remember the sound, the rhythm, and the meaning of these common word groups. With practice, you will start to hear them easily, and native English will sound more clear. When we speak face to face, we also use our eyes. We see the other person's face, hands, and body movements. This helps us understand the meaning. But when we listen to English in a podcast or on the phone, we only hear sound. There are no pictures, no body language, just the voice. That's why it feels harder. You don't get extra help from what you see, but this is not a bad thing. In fact, audio-only practice is very powerful. It trains your ears to focus only on the sounds, tone, and rhythm of English. Native speakers often show feeling through their voice, not just through words. If you learn to hear changes in speed, stress, or emotion, you will understand better. Your brain becomes sharper and faster. That's why listening to podcasts, audio lessons, and real conversations is one of the best ways to improve your English. It may feel hard at the start, but it works. Many learners like to use subtitles when watching English videos. Subtitles can help in the beginning. They show the words clearly, and that makes you feel safe. But there is a problem. Subtitles are not always the same as real speech. Native speakers speak fast. They use short forms, slang, and real-life mistakes. For example, someone might say "lemme" instead of "let me," or "gonna" instead of "going to." Subtitles usually write the full, clean sentence, "Let me help you," but the sound you hear is "let me help you." So your brain reads one thing but hears something different. This creates confusion. Also, if you always read subtitles, your brain gets lazy. It stops listening. You feel like you understand, but you're actually reading, not listening. That's why listening without subtitles is so important. At first, it feels difficult, but your ears get stronger. Podcasts and audio are great for this. They train your real listening skills. You hear how native speakers truly speak, and slowly, your brain starts to catch everything. Just listening a lot is not enough. You need to train your ears to understand real, fast English. One good method is to use short clips from native speakers. First, listen to a few seconds. Try to write what you hear. Then, check the subtitles or the script. This is called dictation. Another method is shadowing. You listen to a sentence and try to repeat it at the same time, with the same speed and rhythm. This trains your brain to hear like a native. At first, it feels very hard, but after some days, it gets easier. Your ears become faster. Your brain starts to understand the small, connected, and changed sounds that natives use. These exercises are short but powerful. You don't need to listen for hours. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a big difference if you do it the right way. Listening is not passive. It's a skill, and every skill gets better with training. Well done. You just listened to a full English lesson with a fascinating topic. That's a big step in your learning journey. You trained your ears, you learned new words, and most important, you understood more English today than yesterday. If you can watch this video again, it is better. You will understand even more. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and maybe drop a comment so you never miss a lesson like this. Your English is getting better. Keep going. Thanks for learning with me today. Take care, and see you in the next video.